What are we gonna be upgrading? Check it out. Oh baby, what is this, huh? Bam, it is the Midnight Solar Classic 150 charge controller and the Victron battery monitor. We're gonna start installing those guys today, as well as two brand new solar panels. These guys right here are the back of the solar panels. Bam, and these are the panels we got right there. We got all of this stuff from Wholesale Solar. We're getting our panels.
You said they're just gonna be going right on top? Yeah.
Strap these guys down and we'll take them back to Idaho. We picked it up on the way up here from California, but you don't have to pick it up. They've got like low cost, flat rate shipping. They ship all over the United States. And it's a company that I actually really recommend. They've been in the business for like 20 years. They've got a bunch of documentation on their website, and they offer lifetime support to all of their customers. And they are specialized for DIYers. Check out their link down below, Wholesale Solar. All right, so where are we gonna start with this bad boy? Let's start with safety first, huh? Let's disconnect everything and get it all safe, and then we can start taking it apart. I know we don't yet have all of the super fancy safety gear here, but we're doing it as safe as we can right now. This is a DIY process. First things first, we're gonna disconnect the solar panels. Solar panels are disconnected, and these are our initial 4 panels. They are 345 watts each. Our new panels are 360 watts each. We couldn't get the exact same panel. I said in an earlier video, I wanted to get 4 the exact same. We couldn't do that. We got as close as we could because they're just not carrying those older panels anymore. But it won't be a problem. They're close enough that the match is good. All right, charge controller says it's nighttime. Why does it say it's nighttime? Well, because there's no power coming in, so it thinks it's nighttime. Next, disconnect all this. Disconnect this, disconnect that, and then we can start moving stuff around to make room for our new toys. All right, we'll turn the inverter off. Off. Oh, that means we just lost our light. Well, hopefully you can see, man. Go ahead and disconnect our batteries. Negatives disconnected. Disconnect the positive here. Positive is disconnected. Great. Okay, that's good. We're safe here now. Let's just go ahead and we will cover this just to make sure there's no crazy accidents going on. All right, charge controller needs to come out of there. So, disconnect it. This one doesn't fit. Disconnected. Solar panel wires. Positive, negatives disconnected, positives disconnected, battery temperature sensor disconnected, Bluetooth dongle disconnected. Why are we replacing this charge controller? Because it's too small for what we're trying to do. We've got it maxed out with our 4 panels, and when we add the other 2, this will not be able to handle that anymore. So we will use this later in a different setup, but for right now, it's gonna be retired. Go ahead and unplug the inverter. So right back here, after we unplug the inverter here, we've got to disconnect this wire right here. This is actually the charging cable from the generator. All right, so we'll just disconnect that bad boy here real quick. Now we gotta disconnect those bad boys, because we're gonna move the inverter a little bit. We're gonna move it up higher. And we gotta make new cables, or at least kind of like adapt these cables. We gotta cut them down shorter. Going to have a actual fuse in this system now, man. So cool. We're like Safety Sally, man. She's giving me brownie points today. All right, almost there. Man, it is hot in here. Alright, disconnect the battery temperature sensor. Alright, we're good to go. This guy can come off the wall now. Go ahead and mount it up here high. What's going on there? Oh, I put a block of wood back there. It's heavy. It is a heavy beast, man. Wow. This thing is seriously heavy. It's probably like, I mean, 40 pounds, I bet. But awkward when it's up there like that on the wall. Like, right up there. Yeah, like right there. That'll be good. Oh, we can put the screw right in there. Oh, it's so heavy. Man, That's why I had it down low, because I could rest it on here. All right then. All right, there we go now. Oh yeah, that'll be good right there. Got to go find a block for that one. Bam, like magic, we got one. Split it. Let's try it again here. Guess we can plug it back in here. Yeah, this cable right here, will it still reach? This guy we're gonna actually come from the top. Yeah, like this. Let me get this hooked up. I'll be right back. These here are our battery cables. Remember I was telling you before that they're like super flexible? They are. They're super flexible. They're double-aught cables. Julie went and got us some new connectors here so that we can cut these and we can cut them and put them where we need to. So what I really need to do right now is just figure out how I'm going to run them. And so I'm thinking it's going to go something like that to the negative shunt here for the battery monitor, and then we could take the positive and we could run it down lower right here for or we could run it straight down. Yeah, because this is the positive over here. We could put the fuse right here for the positive and run that negative down right through here and put the shunt, I think, right here. That might be what we do. I'll go ahead and mess around with this and I'll be right back. I forgot we had Bible class yesterday, so I had to quickly try to hook this thing back up so we had power to take showers and get ready to go. And by the way, if you're in the Sandpoint area, you are always welcome to come to church with us. We worship at the Sandpoint Church of Christ. Just Google it and it's right there in downtown. But let's see what we got done yesterday. We've got this part done right here. We made a short part for the positive battery cable, ran it through 150 amp fuse right here, and then that goes down to the batteries. I've disconnected the batteries again for today because it's time to start setting up the battery monitoring system, which is this bad boy right here. All right, let's see what we got in here. Quick start guide, yep. Manual, wow, bunch of different languages. It's not really that long. And let's see, we've got a couple cables here, and we've got some network cable. This right here, guys, this is where the magic happens. This is the shunt, the negative shunt right here. We got to install this next on our list of things to do. We've got the little computer part, battery monitor, cool, and a little plastic decorative cover thing for it. On here it says battery only, and then load and charger right here. So that's the direction that it has to go. Load and charger will go this way. So we'll I think we're gonna put it like right right about here. This will go to the load, right? This will go to the inverter, just like that. And then from the battery, which this is the negative side, it'll come up and go right into here. That'll work. So now we've got to cut our negative battery cable, put a new terminal on it. I didn't exactly have the right tool to cut these fat cables with. I mean, look at how many strands are in there. But you know what actually worked? The PEX cutter. The PEX cutter worked. I mean, you had to work around it a little bit and get it, but it cut it, and it cut it fairly clean. I mean, not like perfectly clean, but it did a pretty good job. So if you need to cut these guys, PEX cutter will work if you don't have the right tool to do the job. All right, so we've got our cable stripped here, stripped back. Now we just need to get this guy on here, which can sometimes be a little bit of a pain because it kind of flares out when you cut them. But you got to try to get them all in here. Just takes a little bit of finessing. Oh, all but one. Look at that, man. So close. There we go. Got it. You can slide this down. I mean, this slides a little bit, and then it'll slide back up against it. So it's all the way down. Now we just got to crimp this bad boy. I'll show you how to do that. So all you do is you need to find a good hard surface like this, and you use this cool fancy crimping tool right here. Take your cable, open that up like that, and you put your cable in there. Make sure it's positioned where you want it, and that your cable is all the way in, and then you give it a good whack. And then you are crimped in there super tight, guys. That thing is not coming off of there. And let's see, which end do we want to put where? Let's see. So we could go this way, or we could go this way. Let's try this way first. Oh yeah, that'll work out great. I could have made that a hair longer, couldn't I? Go ahead and raise this up so we can just get it a little bit cleaner. I think that'll be good. Now we've got to connect the cable that actually goes to our charge controller. Got that one set. Let's go ahead and get this guy in here. We'll go ahead and put our positive one over here as well. Go ahead and put it like that. All right, that's cool, man. It's looking so much cleaner than it did before. So much cleaner. I like it. Let's go ahead and open up our charge controller so we can see where we want to mount it at. Oh, look at that. Danger, death to your classic. All right, owner's manual. That is fairly complex, it looks like. And it's all in English, so that whole thing is for me. Okay. Fancy, midnight, solar, classic. Cool little moon on there. Oh, here we go. This is the bad boy right here. Oh, it's kind of heavy. Wow. All right, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, it's slightly heavier than that Renogy charge controller. By slightly, I mean significantly. Looks like a battery temperature sensor. Be what I'm guessing. What do you think about right there? I mean, that looks like a good spot. Looks perfect. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, we gotta open this guy up because there's mounting holes underneath the cover here. Don't lose that. Kind of interested to see what's in here anyway. What's it look like? Oh, look at that. Comes right off. Cool. And that's like cast aluminum. I mean, this isn't plastic, guys. That looks complicated. Got a little package here with some screens, vent things. We got 2 holes down here, and then we've got 1 hole up there to mount it with. Look at that right there, huh? Make sure it's plumb. Now we're gonna put in the battery monitor. We're gonna put it up a little high because there is a good possibility that we will be adding a second charge controller right here at a later date. Probably won't be this type right here, but we'll see. But we're gonna put it up here because that's where it's gonna fit. Or we could put it over here. Let me think about it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it over here. Yeah, why not? Looks like a good spot. The wires back there. We didn't nick them, that's good. So this hole right here is a little too big for it. It can go right through it just to mount it round like this. That's the size of a hole saw I had, but it also has this piece right here with this decorative cover. And so this guy will go right here, and then it's gonna fit perfectly. Got the plate here mounted. Found it was easier to pre-drill these holes because those screws are so small. Then this guy should pop on there. Here we go. All right, she's all popped on. Go ahead and move those up out of the way. Cool, man. All right, we've got our data cable here. Just gonna take this and tuck it in here, out of the way. That's nice. Bring this wire over here and into there. And this one comes up, comes through here. This one goes back here, like that. Then this guy clips into here. Bam. All right. And that guy goes in there. And this just screws onto the back to hold it in place here. Mounted right here, guys. And it might seem like it's kind of out of the way because it's way over here, but primarily we'll be using the Bluetooth feature with this on our phone. And so this is just in here. You can check it and everything, and it's in a good spot. But yeah, the phone and the Bluetooth is really what we're focusing on with this device right here. So we got a couple more wires we've got to hook up in here to the batteries or something. I got to figure that out. We've got this little cable right here that we need to hook up, and it looks like there's a fuse in here. Let's check it out and see. Make sure there's a fuse in there. Oh yeah, dink. Okay, little tiny fuse in there. It's good to know in case something stops working. There's a fuse in there. So this needs to go to the positive side of the battery, and then it plugs into battery 1, that one right there. First of all though, it's got to go to here. Check this out, it's kind of weird. The batteries are not hooked up, right? There's no power going to any of this from the batteries. But check this out, when I take this cable, which powers this unit here, when I take this cable and I plug it into battery 1, this thing comes on. That is weird. On, off, on, off. There is no power going anywhere here. There must be a battery inside of here, I'm guessing, that senses when the circuit's connected or something. I don't know. It's weird though. But let's continue on. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave this disconnected here until we're ready to actually start programming this thing, until we get it all hooked up. And so let's go ahead and we'll start wiring up the charge controller here, get all the cables connected in there. Super easy connections here, guys. Positive and negative to the battery, positive and negative for the panels. And what I really like about it is how durable or how strong these connectors seem to be. They're not loose, they're not wiggly. They just seem like they're in there and built of really high quality stuff. Now we just got these little screens that pop in there, keep the bugs out, I guess, but let it continue to vent. Also a little wire cap thing that goes right there. And then up top, this guy goes up here. I guess it helps keep the bugs out and stuff too. Then we've got a little bit of this silicone, electrical silicone grease, and it actually goes right in here for this little Ethernet connection. That is for the screen. I don't know, guess it makes everything better. I don't know why, but it's supposed to go on there. There we go. My guess is to keep them from corroding. All right, let's plug this guy in. Says this should just fit on there easy, it says. If it doesn't just fit on nice and easy, there's some kind of problem. Like the wires are smashed somewhere or something. There we go. All right, now we gotta remove this guy right here. It says pinch and pull. Oh, look at that. Move this paper, remove. Keep the battery in place, it said. Remove this piece of paper here, put it back on there and see what happens. Got to get all these little buttons to line up in their holes. I do believe we are ready to hook up the batteries and see if anything smokes. Hopefully nothing smokes, right? I'm just going to double check everything, make sure all the connections are right, and then we'll hook up the batteries together, okay? I'll be right back. We are ready to hook up the batteries, and if it smokes, don't blame Wholesale Solar. I know I said we got all of this from them. Link is down in the description. But if it smokes, it's my fault, right? It shouldn't though. And I've double checked everything. We've got fuses in here now. We're running safety. Let's do it. You guys are on smoke watch, okay? So inverter's off. One cable's hooked up. Here we go with the second one. Spark, that's normal. Oh, fan came on. You hear that? That's cool. Bam, there we go. You guys see any smoke? I see no smoke. All right, let's plug in the battery monitor here. Bam. Ta-da! No smoke, and it seems to be working. All right, I've got some homework to do here, figuring out how to program all of this stuff. But once I do and we get it set up, I'll show you everything and show you how it works, all right? We got it all programmed, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was gonna be. This bad boy right here has a walkthrough wizard, man. You just push a few buttons, put in your data. I didn't show that because everybody is going to be different, right? And it's totally simple. I mean, like, it says do this, put in this number, put that in, and hit enter, and that's it, really. You know, it's going to depend on what batteries you're using, how many amp hours they are, and stuff like that. So you got to put in your own specific information in there. And then setting up the battery monitor on the phone, the app, super simple. Again, no big deal. Main thing was putting in your capacity of your batteries. Here we have 230 amp hour battery bank at 24 volts. Now that we're charging again, charging at 286 watts because of that. Sunny out there. We've got about 1,000 watts of solar panels sitting out there, but they're not charging very well because it's so cloudy today. But let's go ahead and mount these bad boys. It's really best as a two-person job, but it's just me and Seth are over there. Seth's got a big job he's taking care of. Julie is with Sarah at the eye doctor. So I'm gonna try to do this myself.
You got a way of keeping me up most nights. It's always worth the sleep I sacrifice. And love is too precious to trade for rested eyes. And you look beautiful in the morning light. Yeah. Hey! Well, I don't know how you feel the air in your lungs.
Can you tell which one's the new panels? And those things are clean compared to the other ones, guys. These are the new panels wired in series. These two are wired in series. Those two are wired in series. And then all three sets are wired in parallel. Cruising into the solar shed. Let's go check it out, man. Is it all working like it's supposed to? I think so. Bam, look at that, guys. Midnight Solar, classic charging, 1410 watts, man. And then when we check out this bad boy using the Bluetooth, we see that we're charging right around 1500 watts right now. I definitely want to thank Wholesale Solar for sponsoring this video. The link is down in the description of the video. And I'm not telling you guys about Wholesale Solar because they sponsored this video. We have bought stuff from them 2 other times. We were going to buy these solar panels anyway, and that is the store that we go to buy quality solar equipment. You guys want to see what else is going on here on our homestead? There is a video right over here you can go ahead and check out. Otherwise, I hope you have a really great day. Keep smiling, and I will see you over in that video in just a second.